is the Milwaukee 12 amp hour battery. This is a high output battery, and obviously it's 12 amp hour, so it gives you considerable runtime compared to a 5 amp hour battery, etc. I've owned this for quite a while. I actually bought it for use on site. It's useful for some people, and with a lot of tools you will get more output. So for example, if you're using this on a impact wrench, you may get more power than what you would using a 5 amp hour battery. Obviously you're going to get a lot more runtime before the battery runs flat. However, this battery is absolutely huge, and it's pretty much like strapping a brick onto your power tool. It really does make it a lot heavier to use. So for example, if you're using this on a drill, it really does throw the drill out of balance, and it makes it very uncomfortable to use. Likewise, if you're using it on a impact driver, it is just such a heavy battery that it makes the actual tool itself very difficult and very cumbersome. So it's not ideal. The only tool where it's not quite so bad is the angle grinder, and that's probably because you use that with two hands most of the time. But even then, it is very heavy and it does weigh down on the back of the machine. So I've got the scales from the kitchen. If you can see a bit of white residue on there, don't worry, it's nothing illegal, it is only flour. So I'll switch the scales on and we'll weigh the battery. And you can see that that weighs 1,556 grams. So it's roughly 1.5 kilo. A normal 5 amp hour battery weighs in at 733 grams. So obviously it's more than twice the weight of a 5 amp hour battery. You may be thinking that I'm thick and that obviously a 12 amp hour battery is going to weigh a lot more than a 5 amp hour battery. But this is a Milwaukee M18 3 amp hour battery. That weighs in at 403 grams. A 4 amp hour weighs in at 404 grams. And the 6 amp hour weighs in at 426 grams. So there's very little difference in those three batteries, even though the output between the 3 amp hour and the 6 amp hour is allegedly double. So with the M12s, you have a 3 amp hour and a 6 amp hour and a 20 gram difference. And with the M18, you have a 12 amp hour and a 5 amp hour and 700, maybe 800 grams difference. So it's just something for you to consider if you are considering getting one of these batteries. I'm not slating it in the least. It is a very good battery. It is expensive, but it does weigh on considerably, and it does make some tools very uncomfortable to use. Obviously, the only time this is going to be really useful is if you need the higher output for certain tools.